Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Always up for a deep dive, especially one like
All
today's.
right, well, get ready because we're diving into the life of the one and only John Amos.
Now, there's a name.
Right, we can talk about a legend. But for this deep dive, we're going beyond those iconic roles he's so famous for.
Oh, interesting. Going beyond the screen.
Exactly. We're talking love, relationships, the whole nine yards. Specifically, John Amos's two marriages.
And knowing John Amos's life, I bet those stories are full of fascinating details.
You got that right. So let's rewind the clock back to 1965. John Amos ties the knot with Noel Mickelson, better known as Noni.
Okay, 1965. Now, that's a year that speaks volumes on its own.
No kidding. Remember, interracial marriage was still illegal in many states back then.
Oh, absolutely. A very different time in America. We're talking a time when just being in an interracial relationship could turn heads, even spark outrage.
Exactly. So you can imagine the kind of social pressure John and Noni faced.
Oh, I can only imagine. This was just 2 years before Loving v. Virginia, that landmark Supreme Court case that finally struck down those bans on interracial marriage.
Right. So John and Noni's marriage, it was a bold statement at the time, but they didn't let the social climate stop them from building a life together. They met at Colorado State University, then moved to New Jersey.
Colorado to Jersey. Quite a change of scenery.
Right. And get this, they were both really passionate about social work.
Wow, social work. That really speaks volumes about their characters. So dedicated to helping others, especially during such a tumultuous time.
Totally. And, it wasn't all work and no play. Noni was a very talented artist. She put her own aspirations on hold to support John's dream of becoming an actor.
Wow, talk about a supportive partner. It really makes you think about the sacrifices people, especially women, made back then to support their partner's dreams.
For sure. And, Noni wasn't just sitting on the sidelines. She was an accomplished horseback rider.
No way. Horseback riding. Now that's what I call a woman of many talents.
Right. It seems like she really had this vibrant spirit, this love for life. Unfortunately, later on, she faced some serious health challenges.
Oh, that's always so tough, facing those health hurdles, especially when you think about everything else they were navigating at the time. It really makes you realize how fragile life can be.
Yeah, it's tough when those curveballs come along. And, there's not a lot of information out there about what exactly transpired between John and Noni. But sadly, they did divorce in 1975.
Yeah, divorce is always a difficult thing, especially back then. It was a different time, and I think there was even more stigma attached to it.
Absolutely. And, we always want to be sensitive to the fact that we're dealing with real people here.
Absolutely. People with lives and families and feelings. It's so important to be respectful of their privacy, even as we delve into this aspect of John Amos's story.
So true. We do know from their children's social media posts that Noni did eventually remarry.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's nice to hear. It seems like she found happiness again.
It does. It really speaks to the resilience of the human spirit. But okay, shifting gears a bit here, let's talk about John's second marriage. He married actress Lillian Lehman in the late 1970s.
Lillian Lehman. Now, there's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Right. I mean, she had quite the career. L.A. Law, MacGyver, even General Hospital. She was everywhere.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She was a big deal. Very talented actress. I remember her being in so many things back then.
She really was. And, it's funny because she wasn't just an actress. Lillian also had this whole other career as a drama professor.
Wow, no kidding. A drama professor. So she was teaching and acting. Wow, that's impressive.
Right. It makes you wonder how she balanced it all. And, it's interesting because John also had that academic side to him. He went to college, remember?
Oh, that's right. He did. So they both had this connection to the academic world, even as they were navigating the world of acting. That's pretty unique.
Yeah, it really is. And get this, they even starred in a movie together, Night Track, back in 1992.
Get out of here. They did. I had no idea. What are the odds? What a fun fact.
Right. And not just any movie. They played a married couple in the film.
Wow. Talk about art imitating life. That had to be a pretty surreal experience, playing a married couple on screen when you're actually married in real life.
Can you imagine? It's like they were almost recreating a version of their own relationship, but on screen. I wonder how Lillian felt about that whole experience.
Well, there was this interview from back then. Lillian actually said she found it a little strange at first, but in the end, she just approached it like any other acting challenge.
That's pretty professional,
Yeah.
I have to say, especially in Hollywood, right? Where breakups can be, well, let's just say messy.
Right. You said it. But it seems like John and Lillian, they kept it professional even after their divorce.
Exactly. So we've journeyed through these two very different marriages in John Amos's life, Each one seems to reveal a different piece of him, don't they?
They do, and a different piece of America during those times, too. It's like his first marriage with Noni. It really captures that era of immense social change in America. The fight for civil rights, the fight against racial discrimination. It was a whole different world.
It really was, and they were right there in the thick of it, challenging those norms.
Yeah.
It makes you realize love stories aren't always simple, are they?
Not at all. Sometimes they're messy and complicated, but sometimes those complicated love stories, they end up changing the world, even in a small way.
That's a really beautiful way to put it. And then John's second marriage with Lillian, it makes you think about the challenges of juggling, well, everything.
Mm.
Career ambitions, personal life. I mean, that's something we still grapple with today, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. Maybe in different ways now with technology and all, but that struggle to find balance, that's timeless.
Absolutely. Well, I think this has been an eye-opening deep dive into the life of John Amos. We got a glimpse behind the curtain, beyond those unforgettable characters he brought to life. There's this whole other side to him.
So true. He's a man who's lived a full life with all its ups and downs. And, sometimes it's easy to forget that the people we see on screen, they have these rich and complex lives off screen too.
Absolutely. So next time you see John Amos on your screen, take a moment and think about the stories he carries with him, the stories of love, resilience, and the ever-changing landscape of America. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Until next time.